She was the violet-eyed screen siren whose life off-camera was as dramatic as her roles. Elizabeth Taylor, who died aged 79 after years of illness, was a star from the age of 12. Her career spanned decades and included more than 50 films, 5 Academy Award nominations and 2 Oscars. Her tumultuous personal life encompassed 8 marriages, 4 children and at least 3 near-death experiences. Here's a tribute to one of the last stars from Hollywood's golden age.
I think she was quite accustomed to men being overwhelmed by her, and she was an exceptionally beautiful child who grew into an exceptionally beautiful teenager and then an exceptionally beautiful young woman. Moviegoers got to see her grow up right before their eyes.
She was like any man or woman's ideal person in a way. She looked lovely and she sounded lovely.
She achieved stardom at the age of 12.
Help it, Father. I'd sooner have that horse happy than go to heaven.
She always said that National Velvet wasn't really a performance for her. She got to choose that horse, she loved it, and she was just being herself. That's how she viewed it. But she's much better than she gives herself credit for in that movie.
You seem so strange. So deep and far away.
Dramatically, she scored a real hit for director George Stevens when he made A Place in the Sun.
She felt it was the first time she really gave a performance that had thought behind it.
Oh, you didn't remember his birthday?
I didn't remember.
Well, you don't have to prove it to him. Just write Love Brick, for heaven's sake.
No.
You got it.
Anything, I don't want to.
Elizabeth Taylor.
The Oscar for Butterfield 8 may not be the most easily justified in Oscar history. It was widely believed at the time that that was sort of a sympathy vote because she hadn't won for Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, which she really deserved it for, and she had just come through a near-death experience, so it's one of her many medical crises.
Elizabeth Taylor as Cleopatra, Siren of the Nile.
20th Century Fox decided she was the only woman who could fill that role, and they were willing to pay her an unprecedented $1 million to do so.
I'm terrified of heights, and the thing was all of a sudden aloft, and with each step, dum, dum, I'm going to throw up, dum, I'm going to puke all over the kid.
I asked it of Julius Caesar. I demand it of you.
Little did they or she dream what a prolonged and troubled production that would be, what a disaster it would be, or that it would lead to a worldwide scandal involving her and Richard Burton. Elizabeth Taylor must have been an old-fashioned kind of girl because she married all the men she fell in love with. She did fall in love repeatedly, and she lived so many lives.
I think the many husbands, affairs, and other things did overshadow her career.
Who's afraid of Virginia?
Her fearless performance in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, where she, for the first time, allowed herself to look blousy and overweight, and she played the harridan of all times.
Maybe Georgie boy didn't have the stuff. Maybe he didn't have it in him.
That's one of her greatest performances and won her a well-deserved Oscar.
I hope that was an empty bottle, George.
Well, I thought she was terribly miscast in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I couldn't believe her for a minute. There was Elizabeth Taylor acting grumpy.
She grew old with great grace and obviously had reached a point in life where she just didn't have to give a damn about anything. She could say what she felt and do as she pleased.
Elizabeth Taylor had a lot of vitality. She had a great sense of humour, and she was very much liked with people who knew her well.
There are no personalities as big, as grand as Elizabeth Taylor, because she was one of a kind.